And we are live. What's going on, guys? Welcome to our CPI data report live stream. Today it is January 15th, 6:25 in the morning, and we are waiting for the We are waiting for the market to react to that CPI data report. As of right now, Nasdaq market is up 0.38%. We'll see if this changes. Again, once the report comes out, it will be updated on the bls.gov website. The current rate of inflation, if I'm not mistaken, for overall CPI is 2.7, and it's expected to come in at 2.9. Core CPI 3.3 versus 3.3. So 2.7 and 2.9. Are we expected to jump? Believe it or not, yes. And supposedly that's a good thing. So we'll see. We'll see how it actually comes out. Good morning. Good morning. How are we all doing? 4 minutes until that CPI live stream or until that CPI report comes out. 4 minutes. How are we all doing today? Who's here? We got Rob. We got Manuel. We got Yuri. Okay, you guys didn't sleep in? Trust me, I wanted to sleep in today. What's up? What's up? We got Jeffrey. Dabsy, yep. We got Alan. Good morning. Good morning. Scott, Chris. Where are you guys joining us from? Are you feeling better? A little bit, but I kind of have like a runny nose. I don't know if you could hear me sniffling, so I might have to get up in a bit to blow my nose, but so I hope that you're feeling after that SOUN short. No, it definitely helped, right? It helped me feel better for sure. But yeah, so Los Angeles with the fire. Yep, we'll see. So good morning. Good morning. What's going on? Tony. Vix, bro. I know. Joining from Cambodia. You know this is public, right? Yeah. No, this one's good. What's going on, Michael? Good morning from Alabama. What's up, Andrew? What's up? What's up, Massachusetts? I like that. Jennifer. I think you messaged me that, I think through Instagram, right? I love it. What's going on, Nadia? What's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Again, hopefully it's not too much to ask. Hopefully I earn your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing if you're not subscribed already. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask in that live chat. So right after this, we will be going live right at market open for our live trading session. This is just for that CPI data report. So if you ever want to tune in to our live session, it's the second link in the description down below that will get you a $200 off sale for LPP. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access, and the cost breakdown ends up being $1.35 per day. So again, super cheap. Second link whenever it is that you feel like you are ready. So here we go. Less than 2 minutes left. Less than 2 minutes. We ready? Are we ready for this? All right. Here we go. Less than 1 minute left. Okay. Let's see what the market and how the market reacts. Are we going to go bullish or bearish? Right now, markets are in the green. Everything is in the green right now. Which way are we going? Which way are we going? Here we go. Any second now. Any second. And we're going to break it all down within this live stream. Here it goes, 6:30. Market reacting in a positive way. Look at that. Big push. Big push. Market's reacting in a positive way based off of that CPI report. Look at that. Is this an overreaction? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think this is an overreaction? Possibly, maybe not, right? Maybe not. Only one way to find out. Only one way to find out. MSTR up 3.6%. This would not be a live stream if I did not open up a short on MSTR, right? Ain't that the truth? Here we go. Another 50 shares. This is a 3.5% move. This thing can continue to push, so let's be very cautious. Here it goes, still pushing, still pushing. Let's give it a little bit. Again, CPI report should have came out. What did we come in at? All items rose by 0.4%. Let's go ahead and pull it up very quickly. So this is January 15th, 2025. This is the December CPI report. For those that do not know, the month has to complete itself for the month to be reported, right? So this one is being released today, and it is for the month of December. So we can see that we saw a nice jump, and at least this kind of supports the case that maybe the Federal Reserve can continue to stay the course and cut interest rates. I would say that's kind of the expectation when it comes down to something like this. Look at this, everything jumping up. NASDAQ market in the green, everything reacting, all in the green. Huge, huge push. Do you guys see that? Huge push. But does it always hold at those levels? Not often, right? Still pushing. We're at 356. Make sure extended hours are turned on. Here we go. All right, let this thing continue to push. Let's go ahead and break down that CPI report. Does that sound like a plan? All right. So very quickly, I want you to have the ability to, when someone asks you, hey, what was that report that came out today? How did it come out? So based off of this, in the month of December, we saw all items increase by 0.4% inflation. So that was the increase that we saw. That's why you see a 0.4% increase. But when it comes down to all items before seasonal adjustment, taking the last 12 months into consideration, our current rate of inflation is now 2.9%. So if you look at this, we did go from 2.7%. Let me pull it up very quickly. We did go from 2.7% to 2.9%. This came in as expected. This is what the market was expecting. So if we look at the actual core CPI is all items less food and energy. And those rose by 0.2%, which I think is a little bit less than what was expected. We expected a 0.3% increase. We came in with a 0.2% increase. So core CPI came in at 3.2%. Overall, an expectation was 3.3%. So that's actually a little bit lower than what was expected. I don't know if that's actually a good thing, because the market doesn't really want, the market wants more rate cuts. So therefore, I don't know if they would prefer higher inflation so the Federal Reserve can continue to stay the course and cut interest rates. Nonetheless, it is what it is, right? That's what was reported. Overall CPI, 2.9%. Core CPI, 3.2%. Do we have that all figured out? Is that all understood? Here it goes. This thing is still... Nice. I like that. 360 up 5.4%. Sheesh. Look at that. What can ever go wrong? We got that all good, right? So now the thing that I want to point out is, well, what items saw an increase or a decrease? And I want you guys to be able to read these reports yourself. So when it comes down to these line items, in the month of December, this is what was added. This section right here, just this area straight down. December 2024, and all these line items down. So pretty much what is tracked is they look at these line items never change, and they go from month to month to month to month to month, and they just ask, hey, did food go up or down? And if it saw an increase, then we see an increase, right? Did food at home go up or down in the month of December versus November? Up or down? Okay, cool, right? So we went from 0.4, we went food. 0.3, we saw food at home. 0.3, we saw food away from home. 0.3, then we get into energy. Energy saw an increase of 2.6. Normally, energy is one of the biggest either contributors or reasons on why inflation either goes up or down, right? So when inflation was at 9.1%, energy was a really big reason behind that. 2.6% for energy. Energy commodities, 4.3% increase. That's actually one of the biggest jumps I've seen in a while. A 4.3% increase. Wow. Gasoline, 4.4% increase. Fuel oil, 4.4% increase. And then we have electricity services. That's all 0.8% increase. Electricity, 0.3% increase. Utility piped gas services, 2.4% increase. All items less food and energy only saw a 0.2% increase. And then we can go down that list. New vehicles, 0.1% increase. Commodities, 0.1. New vehicles, 0.5. Apparel, 1.2. And then it just goes down the list of used cars and trucks, 0.1. No change. And I think this is for apparel, 0.3% for medical care and commodities. Energy less energy services, or services less energy services, 0.3% increase. Transportation services, 0.5% increase. Medical care services, 0.2% increase. So overall core CPI saw an increase of 0.2%. Core CPI is all items less food and energy, so really just focuses on this area right here. And then all items saw a 0.4% increase in the month of December, but collectively we are at 2.9%. So 2.9%, 0.4% increase for all items, 0.2% increase for core CPI, all items less food and energy. Core CPI coming in at 3.2%. 3.2% core CPI, 2.9% overall CPI. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Nice. Look at that. Bada bing, bada boom. Who would have thought? Who would have thought this thing would have pulled back? Oh, not me. I could never, right? This thing never pulls back. Too easy. Look at that. Look at that. Should we have more fun with this? You think I should be more aggressive with my short? I don't think I should short this too aggressive during a CPI report, right? What do you guys think? You think I should step on the necks of all the MSTR bag holders? For free though? Do it on a free live stream? Or should I wait for that LPP live stream in about 40 minutes, 45 minutes? I woke up feeling like a bear. Be careful. Should we step on it? Should we step on the gas? All gas, no brakes? What do you guys think? It's going to be a big green day. It is for me. That's for sure. Do you think that MSTR will come down to 300? If you're asking me personally, do I think that it's going to come down to 300 again? Yes. Does it have to do it today? No, of course not, right? It's bullish today. Good CPI. Market's reacting in a positive way. It wouldn't surprise me that by the time the market opens, markets fully retrace. And then there's a completely different sentiment that begins to get factored in. Right? Markets tend to overreact. Markets will always correct itself. And especially with an overhyped up piece of crap company like MSTR, it always comes crashing down. So 300 is best case scenario for MSTR in my opinion. I really do believe. And again, it doesn't have to happen soon, but I really do believe MSTR will trade below $100 per share. I'm very, very confident. Just like I was very confident about GameStop, just like I was very confident about SMCI. They're bullshit companies. They have no underlying business, and they're feeding just off of this AI or crypto, in this case, hype. That's all it is. It's the same thing, right? From $548, it came crashing down to $280, right? You guys saw that? Came to lows of 288. A regular solid company does not lose 50% of its value for funsies, right? I don't know if you guys know, that's not how the market works. DJT is still good at 47. I enjoyed shorting DJT. That's all I have to say. All right, here we go. MSTR testing support range. Garbage advice. Token trends. Yeah, I could imagine that you probably don't like any advice that talks about risk management when your name is token. You don't, and that's the thing. It's like the same thing was said during the whole GameStop movement. Like, Ricky, you don't know what you're doing. This is life-changing money. Like, this is a movement that will forever change history. No, it won't. No, you won't. And it's my opinion, and you have yours. You think that MSTR is going to go to, what is it that said, $1,000 per share, and that it's going to hold up there? Some people think MSTR is going to be the most valuable company ever that's publicly traded. Bitcoin will never crash again. I kid you not. I mean, I make these rage bait videos on Instagram just to trigger all of these crypto bros. And it's, put your money where your mouth is. I will open up a short position right now on MSTR for the same dollar amount that you will open up a long position on Bitcoin. Not your current Bitcoin investment. If you think Bitcoin is such a good deal at 98, 99,000, buy more. If it's such a good deal, buy more, and I will open up short on MSTR. I'll do it. If you have $10,000, I'll do it with $10,000. If you have $100,000, I'll do it with $100,000. But we all know Bitcoin's going to pull back. You wouldn't do that. It's night and day, right? It's clear as day. It's not getting cocky as hell. It's just understanding how the market cycles work, right? We all know Bitcoin's going to crash. You can tell yourself that it's not. You and you Reddit bros can, give each other high fives. But we all know it's going to crash. It crashes every time. It's not an if, it's just a when. It doesn't have to happen now. Don't get me wrong, right? It doesn't have to happen now. And I know the truth hurts because it makes reality sink in that, oh, wow, you're not going to make a gajillion dollars off of your, 5 shares of BTC. Yeah, you're right. Just like back in 2022 where you should have taken profits, you didn't. You think that you would have learned your lesson this time around. But again, we shall see. DJT this week, what do you think, Ricky? I shorted DJT yesterday just because it was running off of the hype from the day before. But I don't know if I'm going to want to short it before Trump's inauguration. I think that it could push higher because of the hype, right? Fundamentally, it's not a good company. Did you guys look at its earnings of what it's set to report? It's set to report $1 million in revenue or something like that. I don't know. It just baffles me. Nonetheless, I don't even want to get into the fundamentals. Too many people get triggered, right? It's a pump and dump. That's the way that I view it, just like I view MSTR and just like I viewed SMCI and GME, right? You let it pump during a trendy time. He's about to get inaugurated. the likelihood of that stock pumping is possible. So let's be self-aware of that, right? Let it pump, let it rip up, let it do its thing. And once and if it begins to correct itself, then we can choose to strike. It doesn't have to be this week. So let's remind ourselves that. All right. MSTR will squeeze, so I have calls, and we'll short like Ricky suggests. Again, there's a lot of different ways on how you can try to approach this market. I'm not here to say that the way that I do it is the only way, right? You do you. I don't trade options. It's just not within my, I find them to be too risky. So I like to trade it with shares. It's just my 2 cents. Nothing wrong with that, right? Let's see. Still trying to push. RGTI. I don't know what that is. Nice push, 16% push. Seems, yeah. What do you think I'm going to say about this? What do you think I'm going to say about this one? Yeah. Big pump. Looks like it's already dumped, right, from highs of $21 to lows of $5. It's trying to go for that rip up again. Any good stock does not trade like this. So extremely volatile, extreme pump and dump. Doesn't mean that I have to short it. It's just something that I have to be careful with, right? So I can see why you're paying attention to it. Direction is favorable. If you're just getting in and getting out to make your money and bounce, cool. I love that. Love that for you. I love that, David. That's hilarious. That's the part that kind of like baffles me about this whole like MSTR thing is there's like these like diehard Michael Saylor fans, right? Like I don't really understand what Michael Saylor is doing that is so innovative, right? Like his company sucks, MicroStrategy. It has always sucked, right? It's a software company. Trade it sideways for a reason. Right? There's nothing going on there. And then he started buying Bitcoin. Everyone thought he was an idiot, but obviously, and I'm not saying that he's an idiot, right? He's obviously playing the game very well, with being able to sell convertible bonds to borrow against his investors at 0% interest. He is putting himself in a very favorable position. The way that I view it is like his investors like to get smacked on his behalf, and he reaps all the benefit. Because at the end of it, we all know that Bitcoin will come crashing down. What's going to happen to MicroStrategy? What's going to happen to all of the investors that are in and being borrowed against? All of their shares being diluted. It's like, I want that same energy of Michael Saylor is my saver when the pullback happens. That's all I ask, right? Right now, MSTR, it's still holding above 300. So don't get me wrong, right? Bitcoin not trading below 90,000, still doing well. So I hope you keep that same energy, right? That you decided to put yourself in a position that was risky. Everyone made you aware of the risk. You just still decided to take it. And then what happens after, right? What happens after is if MSTR does go to what, $10,000 per share is what some people like to say, great, you get to reap the benefit of it. I like that. Right? Then if it goes back down to $50 or $100 per share, just have to take it in the chin, right? Just like you normally do. Big dip incoming. Yeah, let's just wait for stages of a reversal. Let's see if we can get it. Okay. Do another 100 shares just for funsies because this thing is so bullish. This thing is so bullish and it's so incredibly, what do I say? It's such an incredible stock. I want to get short squeezed out. So it's such a good company. I want to short it and I want to lose money on it. So that's why let's see. Come on, get filled, buddy. This thing has no volume. Did it get filled? No. How is it not getting filled at that price? It's not going to fill me if I put it above, is it? I thought all the volume was at 358.05, 358.30. Wait, am I the only one that's not getting filled on my short? Come on. I'll get filled at a lower price level. I don't care. We all know it's going to come. Oh, wait. I can't say that it's going to come crashing down. We get too many people that get offended. It's going to continue to skyrocket. Right? Please. Wait, why is it not getting filled? What the frick? It's already curling over. Do market order. You can't do market orders during normal trading hours or during extended hours. Is anyone able to get filled? Is it just me? Include extended hours. Yep. Limit order. Yep. Am I filled? All right, I got filled there. 100 shares. It's so odd. It didn't even tell me. Your money is looking great in my account. I like that, Jason. I like that. Let me see a show of hands. A show of hands of you guys have seen me short MicroStrategy multiple times, especially if you're part of my LPP team. When you see people like Jason, do you ever when they make comments like that? Dude, no one believes you. If you were so happy, I don't know who would be happy with MicroStrategy going from $548 per share all the way down to $300. You gave back 40% just for fun. Isn't that crazy? And he thinks that he's in a position where he's winning. Isn't that wild? And Bitcoin is back at 100,000 per coin, which is great for Bitcoin, don't get me wrong. But MicroStrategy is still lagging behind at 360. And this is one thing that we talked about each time. Every single time that Bitcoin rips back up and comes back to retest previous highs of 102, 107, whatever the case might be, MSTR is nowhere close to its previous all-time highs, proving the fact that the MSTR hype is running out. It used to trade at a multiple of whatever Bitcoin's performance or what Bitcoin's move is, and now it can't even keep up. It's too good, right? And then when MSTR does end up pulling back, and it pulls back to 330, or it normally finds a support at 340, 330, stuff like that. Let's say that it drops to 300 flat. They're silent. You never hear from them. They just lost 10 to 15% of their value within a few days. Silence. But then all of a sudden, it's up 4%. You're going to rue the day you shorted MSTR. Come on, brother. Come on, homeboy. Yeah, CPI report came in at 2.9% versus the expectation of 2.9%. We went from 2.7 to 2.9, and core CPI came in at 3.2% with the expectation of 3.2% with the expectation of 3.3. So actually a little bit lower than what was expected. So yeah, way too much dilution at the moment. It is an effed stock. That's all they do. They continue to dilute investors, to offer more shares, to borrow against them, to continue to buy more Bitcoin. Again, it's the spanking, wanting to get spanked by Michael Saylor and saying thank you after. Let's see what else is chilling up here. What do we have here? We have DJT up 2.4%, up to highs of almost $41 per share. Still forming lower highs, not much movement there. How's NASDAQ market doing? NASDAQ, I like that. Up 1.75%. Just trading sideways. No progress on the downside, no progress on the upside. Just holding its ground here. So we'll see if that hype continues. We got BTC so close to 100,000. So close. 99,000 is what we hit highs of. We got to hope that this thing keeps pushing. Because if not, timber. No. Oh, shoot. All right. I'm having too much fun with that. 99,000. Here we go. 99. I know. I gotta stop. I'm having too much fun of it. And in all seriousness, yeah, they might not know better. This might be their first time ever experiencing some type of, I'm assuming that they've experienced the Bitcoin rally before. A lot of them possibly have not. So maybe I do need to chill out a bit and not be so hard on them. It baffles me how dumb people can be sometimes when they've made so much money. Don't get me wrong, a lot of them did make a great percent return, that they didn't take profits, and that after losing 40%, they still think they're in the right. Like, you lost 40%. What do you mean? It baffles me how like people are so narrow-minded that they only think the market can go up, or that something has to continue to happen. It's just crazy to me. But hey, right? I guess the market isn't for everyone. As long as you do your part in taking profits when it makes sense, I guess that's all that matters, right? Let it do its thing. Jump in, jump out, make that money and bounce. That's all we can do. Ricky, did you close out your short yet? No, I opened my short up here. I can show you. I am down on the short. I'm down $756. My position is still relatively pretty light. I'm in with 326 shares. I'm normally in with twice or three times the amount, which is about 116K. So my average price, as you saw me open during this live stream, is 356.56. So risk to reward, still a lot more downside than there is upside. But of course, this thing could continue to push up, which is why I'm a little bit lighter. But I'm happy you asked, just so at least you can see where I currently stand with my position, right? Yesterday, I made just off of MSTR 3.7K. On SOUN, I made 16K. And then off of DJT, I made 10K. So the reason I'm sharing that is tolerance, right? Based off of what I make versus what I'm comfortable losing or being down is different for everyone. Someone might being down $700, it might be a lot if they're trading with like $10,000, right? But it's different when you're trading maybe with a few 100,000. So just want to make sure that was understood. So the trade, I'm in at 356.50. It's currently at 359. So I am currently down $3 per share. I do plan to add more to my short. I plan to double or triple my position once direction becomes favorable. And if direction becomes favorable, because who knows? Hey, maybe today MSTR can push up 10%. I always have to be open to that. At that point, I would have to manage risk if this thing makes new highs. So why don't you keep your position visible at all times? So if you're part of my LPP team, we call it the blind trading challenge. How many times have you taken a trade and you lock in profits or you cut losses based off of exactly how much you're up or down, right? Or you don't lock in profits because you're like, hey, I'm up $90. I want to be up $100. I'm not going to sell until 100. So what I like to do is when I trade, I like to focus on the trade itself, not how much I'm up or down. So if I see a break of pattern, then I'll cut losses. If I see that, okay, the trade is at support and my short is complete, I'll cover profits regardless of how much I'm up or down. So it's a technique that we started a few years ago. It's worked really well for myself and for a lot of other traders that tend to overwhelm themselves with how much they're up or down. How much you're up or down is completely insignificant to the actual trade opportunity itself. So again, I'm sharing that not because I need you to agree with me. I'm sharing that because that's why I do it. Okay? The difference between Ricky and Michael Saylor is 100 billion. I'm being compared to Michael Saylor now? I guess that's better than you being compared to your cousin, right? There's no one compared. Everyone knows Michael Saylor has more money than me, right? There's no comparison when it comes down to that. That is so funny. First off, he's not worth 100 million at all. That is hilarious. And we're both richer than you are. I think I made in the last week what you hope to make this entire year. Again, I can be petty too. You've seen me in the comment sections. I can be very petty. Show me. Let's have fun with it. Let's have fun with it. Show me you buying BTC right now. I don't care how much money you do it, since you're so incredibly bullish and Michael Saylor is going to save you. Do it with every penny of your account. I will match it. Shoot. I will 5x whatever dollar amount you put, because I know you don't have much. Put 100K. I'll short it with 500,000. I'll do it live. I don't want screenshots, no BS, no demo wallet. I want to do it live. Put your money where your mouth is. Invite your friends, invite your family, invite your cousin that you always get compared to, and I will do it live. Just show yourself buying it. Let's do it. Easy. I don't want your current account balance or your current investment, right? Because if you got in at Bitcoin at $30,000 or $20,000, I think that's great. You're positioned very well, right? There's a reason that you're probably still holding, because you can tolerate a pullback. I think that's amazing for you. You are actually positioned very well. Same thing for MSTR. If you got in at 150, I still think that you should have locked in profits, but that's my opinion. But I can see why you're able to tolerate these pullbacks a little bit more. For beginners that are being convinced that they need to buy Bitcoin right now at 100,000, like, that's not cool. And I'm viewed as the bad guy for letting them know that, hey, risk to reward, it might not be worth it. What's best case scenario? Bitcoin goes to 130,000 before it comes crashing down. That's a possibility, right? It can go to 130,000. Okay, so what do you make? 30%? What's your downside risk? 70%? Simple math, right? Let's do a coin flip. If you win $30. If you lose 70. Who would ever take that coin flip? No one. Because statistically speaking, risk to reward, it doesn't make sense. So why would it ever make sense for you to encourage a beginner to not take downside into consideration? It's crazy. Match my $500. Sounds good. $500 coming in hot. I actually want to add more to my short right now. I'll match your $500. Just kidding. No, let's do it with a limit order. We're testing support here. No break of pattern yet. Let's see where we're at. Oh, look at that. Break even. And we're positioned very well. We have all of this to work with. The fun is yet to begin. Ricky's getting toxic. Oh, how am I getting toxic? How can all these trolls say whatever it is that they want and I return the same energy, right? Someone's nice to me, I'll be nice. And you guys know that I'm joking. I know they won't. They don't have that much money. But it's like, come on. We're adults. You can't talk and not be able to take it, right? The only people getting offended are those that are in a bad position right now. It was a very simple thing that I grew up with. Don't open your mouth if you can't take what you're spitting. It's the same thing, right? I talk my crap, I say it, and when they come in comments, if I'm wrong, I accept it. It's the position that I put myself in. Don't open your mouth if you can't take it. I don't care if I have a social media following. I don't care if I'm supposed to be the bigger person. I'm just a chill guy that likes to short MSTR, and people get offended. They like to say snappy things, and guess what? I like to say snappy things too. Honestly, I've enjoyed the past 2 weeks more because of it than I have in a while. I get super excited every single morning. When I see MSTR rip up, I love it. You guys saw it firsthand today. I get so excited because there's a lot of downside potential. In my opinion, it's easier money to be made, just like the whole GameStop movement. It was so easy to make money shorting those pump and dumps because we all know that it was going to come crashing down. It's just a when, right? Stay patient. They can make it as complicated as they want to be. They can't fight what is going to happen. That's it. So 20 minutes till LPP. That is correct. All right. Let's let's wrap it up here then. Well, I like that. Ricky Chill Guy token, yeah. I'm just a chill guy that likes the short. Yeah, we might. I've been thinking about what type of apparel I can make for MSTR and Bitcoin bag holders, but I just know people are going to get offended. And anytime that I post it, like you should see it in my DMs, people trying to convince me that Bitcoin this time around is not going to crash, and I always remind them, I'm like, you can have your own personal opinion, you can have your own personal belief. My job is just to look out for beginners, to make them aware of the downside risk. And I will continue to do that. And they get so unbelievably offended because I don't agree with them, because I'm not on their side. You know what it reminds me of? Of like politics, where if you're not with them, you're against them. And it's just absolutely ridiculous because there's two sides to every opportunity. There truly is. And I know I've been wrong, right? That's not a question, but it's like you can't even hint on the idea that they could be wrong, because then at that point you're an enemy. And again, if that's the approach that they want to take, I want to fuel it. It's so easy. It's so easy to monetize off of them. It's so easy to short the other side of them. All we have to do is just be calculated, because they often are not, right? Lock in our profits. Don't carry the shorts overnight. Wait for these overbought opportunities to present themselves and step on the gas when direction is in our favor. We do it, and we do it in an efficient manner. We make our money and we bounce, right? And let the results talk. So really do appreciate you guys' time. In the next 15 minutes, we'll be kicking off the LPP live stream. So we'll see at market open if the rally continues, or if it ends up getting rejected and forming lower lows, lower highs. And my intention, for those that are asking, because I know some of you guys are not part of LPP, and I respect that. Some of you guys are beginners. Maybe you're just not ready. What my goal is for MSTR is, if we do get that break below EMA, I'll add more to my short, and then I plan to cover right around the pre-market level of 344. If this thing makes new highs, I will cut losses on MSTR, as there is a break of pattern, and this thing can continue to rally. Remember, we're not naive like those bag holders. We're not narrow-minded like them. We know that there's two sides to every opportunity. Our job is not to avoid risk. Our job is to manage it. We will take losses, but our job is to keep those losses small. No 40% loss, no 20% loss. It's, keep it calculated. If you're set to make 6%, I want to make sure that my loss is 2% or less. So again, keep it light, keep it tight, keep it tasteful. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know on Instagram. Again, that's linked in the description. And if you want to join our live trading session, it's the second link in the description down below. It is a one-time payment, lifetime access. You don't have to join, but if you feel like it's something that you want to experience every single day, I'd be happy to have you as a part of the team. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.